The most popular way to play Magic the Gathering is the casual format Commander. So what is it? Commander is a 100 card singleton format, including your commander. This means that you can only have one copy of each card, with the exception of basic lands and any card that specifies that you may have multiple copies of it in your deck. Each player starts the game with 40 life. Your commander is typically a legendary creature, however there are exceptions because with partners or variations of, you may have more than one commander in the command zone, and that would mean that your 99 card deck is 98 since you have 2 cards in the command zone. This is also the same for backgrounds, because if you have a background, then the enchantment is one of your commanders, as well as the legendary creature that's paired with the background. Additionally, any spacecraft that is legendary and has a power and toughness printed on the card may also be your commander, as well as any legendary vehicle, or any planeswalker or card that specifies that it can be your commander. Your commander is more than just your deck leader. It also decides what cards you can use in your decks because of the color identity rules. Let's look at 2 popular 5-color commanders, Jodah the Unifier and Kenrith the Returned King. Both of these cards have a color identity of all 5 colors. Jodah because it has 5 colors in the casting cost, and Kenrith because it has all 5 color pips featured on the card. The color identity of a card is determined by the colored pips that are featured on the card itself. Therefore, both of these legendary creatures can either be 5-color commanders or played in 5-color commander decks. The major difference between the two is that while Jodah the Unifier is on the battlefield, any effect that refers to a color has to take into account that Jodah is all 5 colors as opposed to Kenrith, which is only white. So if someone were to cast a Doomblade, destroy target non-black creature, it wouldn't affect Jodah the Unifier, but it could destroy Kenrith because Kenrith is only a white creature. His color identity is 5 colors. Commander tax. For each subsequent time you cast your commander from the command zone, it will cost you an additional 2 generic mana to do so. Whenever your commander would change zones, you have the option to put it back in the command zone. So if somebody destroyed all creatures on the battlefield, you can send your commander back to the command zone instead of putting it in the graveyard. Meaning if your commander costs 4 mana, the next time you cast it from the command zone, it'll cost 6 mana, and then the next time after that, 8 mana, and so on and so forth. Commander damage. Whenever a player takes 21 or more combat damage from a single commander in a game, that player loses the game. So commander damage does not care about the life total. If the person has infinite life, they still lose if they take 21 commander damage. It also has to be from a single commander. So if you're playing partners and you have 2 commanders, the commander damage is tracked separately. It's not 21 for both combined. One or the other would have to deal 21 damage to a player in order to eliminate them. Commander is a social format. It's all about sitting down and having a good time, and you want the experience of everyone at the table to be a good one. The commander bracket system helps align expectations. Combined with the Rule Zero conversation, which is like a pregame discussion, you can use the bracket system to better align the power of your deck as well as the expectations from the game. This is especially useful when you're playing with random people because it helps you to have a common language and hopefully set up a balanced game so that it's enjoyable for everyone. For example, this is where somebody might opt out of a specific strategy because it's a miserable play experience for them and it's not how they want to spend their time. So if you show a commander and say, hey, my deck is about doing this specific thing, and they're like, oh, that's not really the game I'm looking for, that's something that you would discuss in the Rule Zero conversation to make sure that we're not throwing off the vibes of the game by having this miserable experience for anyone. And that's honestly one of the most important parts of the social aspect of the format, is that you care about the experience of everyone at the table. Now there's a limit to this. Of course, people aren't always going to like their thing being removed, but the truth is that's just part of the game. There's a balance between what's part of the game and what's a miserable play experience for people. And you have to find the in between. Just avoid being salty, because nothing ruins a casual game more than somebody getting all upset and throwing a fit. The social aspects of Commander actually matter in the gameplay as well, because table talk is encouraged. It's okay to make deals and form temporary alliances. Let me know in the comments down below what your experiences with the Commander format are. Until next time, thanks for watching.